I think we might as well start. There may be more people who want to come, but I believe this counts as a full house. I'm Ann Waltner. I'm the director of the Institute for Advanced Study, and we're co-sponsoring this with Northrop Concerts and Lectures. Ben Johnson is the director. We do this periodically when there is a really spectacular visiting artist. We engage in a conversation before a performance. This is also part of a regular series we have here at the IAS called Thursdays at 4. That meets every Thursday at 4 o'clock. If you would like to be on our listserv and are not yet on our listserv, there is a sign-up just outside the door. So today's presentation will be a conversation with Jin Xing, Ananya Chatterjea, and Ben Johnson. Jin Xing is a dancer, choreographer, and actress who is founder of the Jin Xing Dance Theater, which was first established in 1999. Jin Xing Dance Theater Shanghai is China's first independent modern dance and performing group. Jin Xing has received many honors and awards, including Best Dancer of China and Best Choreographer Award. There are many awards. She's won many awards, the Asian Cultural Council of America, Asian Dance Festival, and she has studied with Martha Graham, Merce Cunningham, and Jose Limon, among others. As you probably know if you read the materials put on your chairs, she joined the Chinese Army as a boy and enrolled in China's military dance program, where she rose to the rank of colonel before winning a national ballet competition and coming to the U.S. to study dance. In 1996, she underwent sexual reassignment surgery in China, the first such operation officially approved by Chinese authorities. So she's been a true pioneer in China, both in dance and in support of human rights, artistic freedom, and community activism. And she's performing this Saturday, February 8th at 8 p.m. in Northrop, in case any of you don't know it. Here is information about it. There is actually on this sheet of paper a code which will get you a 15% discount simply for coming to this event. So, I strongly recommend, well, I think it will be wonderful to hear you talk. I think it will even be more wonderful to see you perform. And Ananya Chatterjea is an old friend. There's a seat there, a seat there, a seat there. Actually, oh, I'm sorry. No, you can sit there. I can find someplace else to sit. Ananya Chatterjea is an old friend. She is director of the University of Minnesota dance program, and she's the founder and artistic director of the Ananya Dance Theater. She is a dancer, choreographer, scholar, and educator who envisions her dance as a call to action with a particular focus on women of color. She's the author of a book entitled Budding Out, Reading Resistive Choreographies through works by Jawala Jo Zohar and Chandralekha, and in addition to garnering numerous awards, her work has been supported by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Minnesota State Arts Board, the McKnight Foundation, the Jerome Foundation, the Bush Foundation, and she has also been supported by the Institute for Advanced Study in various iterations through the years. The collaborative that she's currently working on with us is called the Performance and Social Justice Collaborative. Susanna, do you think we should open the back doors?
Yeah, this is a full house. This doesn't
and Ben Johnson is the visionary director of Northrop Concerts and Lectures, and it is actually Ben's imagination and initiative with the help of Arts Midwest, and someone from Arts Midwest is back there helping us actually move the furniture, who's brought Jin Xing here. And so thank you to all of the sponsors, and I think without further ado, at least without further ado, in the front, I'll turn the floor over to you. I think there'll be a little more ado in the back as we get seats organized. So thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming. I just wanted to make a quick note about the tickets, and that is that if you're a student at the U of M, you can get $10 tickets at the door with your student ID. If you're on faculty, you can get $20 tickets at the door. Or if you're neither, you can get the 15% discount. So, we're thrilled as the presenter on campus to be bringing this company and Jin Xing to Minnesota. Just a quick brief background, and I'm going to turn the questions over to Ananya. How do you get a company like this from China here in the first place? It's been 2 years in the works. 2 years ago, I was invited with a group of 20 other major universities to go to China, 3 cities, Shanghai, Beijing, and Chengdu, and we were allowed for the first time that university arts organizations like myself were able to go to China and select the artists we wanted to see come back to America, as opposed to being told what companies were going to be brought over from China. And then the Chinese government was helping to support bringing those artists. And so the very first artist that we brought to the US is the Jin Xing Dance Theater of Shanghai. This is her first major tour of America. And one of the most famous choreographers in the entire world, and certainly within China. And we are so happy and so proud that you are here. And I hope that everybody has an opportunity to go to the performance at 8 o'clock. Just prior to the show, there is a pre-concert lecture at Solera Restaurant on the 2nd floor, I believe 3rd floor, which will be hosted by Carl Flink and Emily Plache-Flink. Carl, who's here, who's the head of the theater and dance department, as well as the head of Black Label Movement. We'll be interviewing Jin Xing again for the first 15 minutes of that lecture, and that'll be followed up just prior to the performance. But please all come on Saturday. It'll be a great experience. So I'd like to hand this over to Ananya to start the questions.
Thank you, Ben, for making Jin Xing come here. Thank you, IAS, for making this event possible. And thank you, Jin Xing, for coming here and pushing open those doors. This is great. This is fantastic. To have so many people at a talk about dance is a success for our field, so hooray. Let me also say, as you can see, we ordered the best weather for you. We know how to make these things happen.
I dress in Shanghai. It's fantastic weather. Thank you.
So come again. We have this under control.
Definitely.
Okay. So Jin Xing, I know a lot of press and writing about you talks about your personal journey.
Yeah.
I'm interested in you vitally as an artist who is located in Asia.
Yeah.
And negotiating multiple traditions.
Mm-hmm.
I see you use fan, I see you use ribbon. I also see you being really quirky about how these things are worked out. Can you talk a little bit about that alchemy?
For my background, I think first, I don't know how much you know me. I come from very, very, if although China is very big, and in the China, the military education training. That sounds very bizarre for the Western world. Why you get artistic training, education in military? Okay, put it that way. In the 50s, in Chinese government, we have such a strong link with the Soviet Union, previous Soviet Union, and we adopt such a system from Soviet Union. Each military state, they have your own performance troupe, including opera company, acrobatic company, theater group, and dance company. So they have the power, they have the money. In the 70s, not like now that people have your own choice, go to university study, no. In that time, if you choose by the government, can enter military, study whatever art and whatever something in the military, it's a super privilege. I born in 1967, just Cultural Revolution just starting. So when the eye opened, that time I have no idea. So as a child, I have a dream, a wish, be on stage, not a dance. People think, oh, you choose dance. I said, no, I didn't choose dance. Dance chose me. I just want to be on stage. I like the feeling, the lights on me, curtain going up, whatever, I do something. That's a basic feeling as a child. So, of course, 9 years old, and somehow I got a spy from the teachers, then they choose me, train me as a dancer. So 9 years old, I was spotted by the military, come to my home, said, we want to take this little boy, go to the military, study dancing. My father was a military officer. he was happy. He said, okay, fine, join the military, big honor for the family. Come in. My mother, she dropped it. My mother said, no, this boy doesn't go be a dancer. He go to study. My father is both Korean minority. Very strong traditional education. Boy, don't go to dance, go to study. As a child, 9 years old, I'm a very determined person. I went on hunger strike for 2 days with my parents. I said, yes, I'm going to military. My mother said, no, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, no. I said, I'm going military, I'm going to be a performer. My mother said, no. Then I really dropped the school for 2 days. And eventually my parents gave up. Said, okay, 9 years old, you make your own decision, but you cannot go like this, writing down on the paper. Promise, this is your own choices. You don't regret it when one day you wake up. It's so tough.
Great strategy.
Yeah, my mother said, this is not our decision. Our decision, you don't go to study dancing, but you choose it. Then 9 years old, I writing 2 letters. One letter for my parents. I said, this is completely my personal choice. I'll be stick for it, for my parents. Another letter to the military director company. I said, you got to take me. If you don't take me, you will regret for your life. A 9 years old boy. So I got, okay, go to military. Wow, happy. After 3 years training, I don't need to tell you how tough it is. I come home, I talked to my mother, I was 13. I said, can I come home, go back to school? My mother looked at me, said, no. You make your choice and stick with it. If you're like this, you will make anything happen in your life. You choose dance, you stick with it, half-hearted, that's your decision. Thanks, my mother. Actually, in my life, I only one person I admire is my mom. In my life, performs a very strong part of it. Then this part come to me, and this education gave me starting as a dancer. But that time, I have no knowledge about contemporary dance. Contemporary dance means in China 20 years ago, represent individualism and freedom, but not according to Chinese culture. So we have a strictly training as Russian ballet, Russian style ballet. And after 80s, we entered the French ballet, much more softer. Before the Russian ballet was too hard, and French ballet coming much softer. And combine my education with 56 different minority dancing. You know, in China, we have 56 minority. Each minority has their beautiful culture and dancing music. That's a lot of training. Same time, we receive classical Chinese dance. What's the classical Chinese dance? Actually come out of nowhere. They grab some movement from Chinese Kung Fu, you know, martial art, Chinese Kung Fu, and some movement from Chinese Peking opera, traditional, and combine, put together, become a Chinese classical dancing. And this classical form is really mostly for the propaganda use. It's not really out of strong, no. So I come from this background. So until that moment, make sure I said until 17, 18, I have no idea about modern dance at all. For our educated modern dance, completely Western things, and nothing to do really with the Asian dancer. We have the whole life there. Then, according to professional training, as we know that Asian dancer will have strong upper bodies, but very upper body expression on facial, on hands gesture. And the Western dancer, they are become maybe the body proportion. They are long legs, strong feet. All the Western dancers are much more stronger on under part. So somehow one night, get in contact with contemporary dance, then realize that, these two things are fascinating to combine things. Then I slowly into the modern dance. But make another sentence. Modern dance struck me doesn't from dance style. I getting connected with modern dance. I have the big thanks to New York, to America. Before the 1987 in China, we have no contemporary dance. And under the cultural exchange program sponsored by the Rockefeller Foundation, Asian Cultural Council, and the American Dance Festival, they sending a faculty to China, training first generation of modern dancer. 20 students selected nationwide put there. And they announced that among 20 students, they choose one person, go to America to study. Bingo! That time I don't give a damn about the modern dance. I have no idea. Yeah. Then I said, okay, go to America study. If they choose the best one, I have to be the one. Because why? Before the 1985, 86, both year national dance competition, so China national, 1.3 billion people. I was the #1 male dancer. I got a top. So if you choose the best one, God choose me. But of course, American, they don't know I belong to military. I'm a military dancer. And Chinese government said, okay, he's military, how can he go to America? Impossible. This is completely against the law, regulations. The American don't care. So okay, that's only Jin Xing qualified. If he cannot come in, nobody come for this scholarship. We want to choose the best one who have the contribute for the future of Chinese modern dance. They choose this one. Then Chinese government cannot say anything. They want to drop the case. In my life, I don't belong to any party. I respect all the religions, but I do believe in fate. After 2 months, the selection, no result, the government don't let me go, almost gave up. I gave up the study, I went back to my military. Then suddenly I got a phone call. This phone call, like something like from God. Jin Xing, come back to school, we got the stamp. Something authoritative, get the stamp. After I get official stamp, I can apply for my private passport. I get the, I fly back to Guangzhou from Beijing, get the stamp, and right away go to local police station, get my passport the next day, and afternoon I direct go to American embassy. I said, can I get an American visa? Embassy said, oh, we're expecting for 2 months ago, why are you just coming? I said, very complicated. I get my visa, I packing things, the next 2 days I book my airplane ticket, go to Hong Kong, fly to Seattle. Exactly the feeling. I don't know how much people you see the movie played by the Baryshnikov, The White Knight, the very famous movie about the Baryshnikov who escaped from Russia. I think that exactly the same happened. I was nervous all the time. I remember I fly all the way from Seattle to New York. First month, I sleep in New York at my apartment. Every day I wake up, see the Chinese military catching me back. I wake up, where am I in New York? So this all come to New York. And imagine 19 years old military soldier from China, dancer, come to New York without one word of English. I only speak, excuse me, thank you, bye-bye. That's the 3 words that bring me to United States. When I landing in Manhattan, I remember that. I kissed the ground, I said, yes, now I can be myself. Not just a dancer, as a person. Because that time I'm still put myself, as a child, very complicated psychological transformations. I thought I was a gay. Then I said, okay, in military I cannot be a gay, at least I can be famous. I make myself famous. Now I come to America, okay, I can continue being a dancer, be myself. That moment I said, let's start new life. And thank you again for the scholarship, really amazing scholarship. I think until now no other scholarship like this. Because they are educating the first generation of modern dancer of China, they're sending me directly to all the major companies. I'm not going to like a Master Gram school or this school, no. They're sending me directly to Master Gram company. I see Master Gram rehearsal there, sitting there. I training with the company class for 3 months, and Arbonelli, Morse Cunningham, Paul Taylor, Jose Limon, all the major companies. I thought, it's a great opportunity. Then I start getting some, okay, who am I? That's it. I think up to now, I continue, go back to you. I need to put the words together.
But wait, you were just beginning to talk about this idea of how you negotiated many things in your life. So is that the source of all the metaphoric language in your dance?
Yes. I think I have a word in China. I said, first of all, I said, also mentioned on the newspaper, I said, I'm not the choreographed dance for the people in the dance circle. My work is not choreographed for only people in the dance circle, for the real public. And I think I treasure such a skill as a language, as a body language. I think, of course, I have a strong influence, Asian culture there.
Right.
But I not particularly try to bring the mark or labelize myself. I'm a Chinese. No, I don't have to. Saturday night, if you see me with my dancer on stage, you already automatically, the attitude is Chinese. It's so obvious. I don't need to, pay extra attention to labelize myself. I don't think so. Interesting things in discipline, how we can looking from this angle to other side, and how we receive the information, how we digest it, and how we transform, become your own words or phrases, and presenting to communicate with the society. That's for me is more interesting. I never think about, okay, this work must be mean to China, and no, never that. And also another confidence for myself. Some people say my work maybe, oh, she's maybe too old-fashioned classical. I think it doesn't matter. I think I'm confident that I'm showing the work exactly what I'm showing in China. In Chinese, we have a lot of double skin artists. You know what I mean? Double skin, double face. They do many work to flirting with Western world. They know you what you like. I do something extra work, and they never saw their work in their homeland. People have no idea they are existing, but they are very famous in the outside of China.
So they show the work differently in China?
Of course. Then I said, okay, this is double skin. They take the political issue as a metaphor and try to make something. Fine, people choosing that way, that's their choices. But I'm not agree with that. I said, you have to show the work exactly to your own country and your culture. Then you can same time bring it. When I come to bring my work 2003 tour in France, some of critics love it, some of critics dislike it. They say, okay, maybe too old-fashioned. I said, excuse me. I think we are living the different timing. We have a different time zone. When Americans sleeping, we are working. When we are sleeping, you are working. The time different. That's what's interesting about the different cultures. For me as an artist, globalization is not like everybody share only one. We can share the world, but have millions of ideas.
Right.
And that's about the interesting, especially in the art world. Yeah. But I think don't expect me as a Chinese artist, I'm doing exactly to your European favor or American favor. No, it's not like that. I have to stick of what I am thinking. Yeah. And the timing, you can make a judgment. You like it, you hate it, that's your own choices. But I stick with my timing. I don't want to live in China, I have a time zone in Europe.
Right.
That's my clear idea. That's why I'm so confident with my dancers. And another confidence, I have such confidence. Why? Like we mentioned before, this company I founded in 1999 in Beijing. In 2000, I moved to Shanghai. It's the first independent performing troupe. What's mean independent? Independent word in American so easy. Independent, free. So, but in China, independent, in Asia country, it's a complete another story. All the Chinese performing troupe, all owned by government, subsidized by the government, of course also highly censored by the government. What can you do? Doesn't matter how many work you done for 3 months, 4 months production. If government doesn't prove, close down immediately. That's the case. Then I said, I come from that environment. Then I said, okay, I established my company. Before that, actually, first company I established was the 1995 collaboration with the Beijing Cultural Bureau. I set up the Beijing Modern Dance Company. I think they came here before, 2002. I was artistic director for 3 years. That time, half I'm managing the company, another half by the Beijing Cultural Bureau. And the censorship is still behind your neck. You don't like this, I don't like this, da. And I can mention that one of the work I choreographed in that period of time called the Black and Red will be performance on Saturday night. When I premiered this piece, I got a phone call from Minister of Culture, said, Jin Xing, let's come to the office to talk about this piece. I said, what? The black and red is so much political meaning in it. I said, no. He said, is this piece representative of French writer in the standard? The black and red? I said, about the revolution. I said, no. Well, you have to talk about, make yourself clear. If you're not, we have to cancel all the performance. This black and red is so significant. This is really political issue. Then I said, gentlemen, I said, I'm born in 1967 in the Cultural Revolution time. As a child, I opened my eyes. I only see 2 colors, red flags, all over the country, and all Chinese dressed in one color. These 2 colors have such a strong impact as a child. When I grown up, I have the ability to make 2 colors on stage. It's my pleasure. That's all. I said, I said, you guys, you politicians, make a simple thing complicated. And you got to pay for that. I said, no, as artists, we're living very simple. Please leave me alone. I don't give them. I still open it. Funny things. This is 1995. They are disagreed this way. In 1998, in Chinese history, Minister of Culture giving a cultural award, the highest award by the government. First time giving a contemporary art, and they give to the black and red. Wow. So Saturday you will see this piece. Simply 2 colors. And the composer was from America. Huh. It's very interesting. Yeah. And they also come to the question, why such a strong Chinese piece, American composer? I said, please leave me alone. I said, I'm an artist. All the music from me is music. I'm not choose the music because of the flag. I choose the music itself. Right. And such a thing is very tough. And that's an independent company. Also, another meaning, then I Dropped it, 1999, I said, I gotta make my own company under the artist name, Jin Xing Dance Theater, which was never happened in China. All the company have belonged to like a maybe Minneapolis Dance Theater or city names. No one company carrying artist name. In the ancient time, yes, but now, after 1949. Then I said, yes, I want to have my name. This is my company, my thinking. They said, no, impossible. It doesn't prove. Then I said, I moved my company, 2000 moved to Shanghai. I established. Then government didn't stop me. That's good sign. Of course, no support either. During 10 years, 1999 until 2008, 2009, my company, we received 0 penny from government. This time, I'm really proved that 2 years working on this project bring me to here. Very success. 2004, between China and German government organizing the China Festival in Germany. German government and China government together make a festival. They inviting 36 official companies, opera, acrobatic, symphony, orchestra, everything. Then the Berlin city government said, beside all the government companies, 36 companies, we only have one extra company. We want Jin Xing Dance Theater, the modern dance private company. And the Minister of Culture said, no. If you get this company is a private company. If you invite this company, we drop the whole thing. Then the city government of Berlin writing me a letter, say big sorry, we cannot invite you. If we invite your company, the whole project will be dropped. All the cancel 36 governments come, they don't send anybody because this is very clear. Government is government, private is private. Even 2004 still like this. So now you 2012, already big progress. Well, anyway, I have enough patience. The day when I went back to China, I told myself, I love this culture. I love this culture. The picture. Only thing to tell myself, I said, I need a patience. That's why I'm showing my work. I'm not following the international rhythm. I have to go back to my China rhythm to choreograph the work. That's the independence. That's really struggling. Then how I survive, I said, Anna, we'll be talking more about this. Internationally, people surprised. I have a 15 dancer, monthly pay salaries. Why? If in New York, you can all work on the freelance base, have project base, but in China, impossible. We are living in Shanghai. Shanghai is a big city with 23 million per inhabitants. 23 million per inhabitants. If I don't give my dancer everyday training, keep them in shape, in the mind, they have no place to taking a contemporary training class. And the China growing, fast and changing, and all the material, the money issue, drive people mad. It'll be crazy. That's why I keep my dancers. That was been to my studio. That's the place, keep dancer concentrated doing things you like. So monthly paid. But where the money come from? I'm not a millionaire. So besides my dancing, what I'm doing a TV show. I'm acting as an actress in theater. I'm acting a movie. Korean movie, I speak Korean, and also Thailand, and some movies make some money. Then, in China, we copy a lot of American TV shows, like American Got Talent. We have Chinese version. American Idol, we have Chinese version. Dancing with a Star, we have Chinese version. I'm the jury for those shows. I'm the bitchy one. I'm the bitch. But people still love me because I'm a bitchy, but I say the truth. I'm not comfort those stars. I don't give a damn. I say, you dance in front of me, I gotta say something. That was the national hit. So that's things earning the money. And also I do a lot of commercial choreographies. In China, the economy open up. All the international companies, big companies. I can tell you one story. This is related to America. Citibank. Citibank 2002, earlier. They're celebrating. Historically, Citibank come to China 100-year celebration. Then they ask one PR company, she's the head of Citibank in America, said, we want to do a parade in Shanghai. Who can organize it? And PR company said, yes, they have one lady can organize this. Then I said, okay, then the company said, we don't ask you organizing a performance, can you ask an event, a parade in Shanghai, next on the Bund, Bund side. Organizing a parade is not an easy thing. This is so political. In China, impossible. Then I said, okay, I do it. Then for me, when I heard the story, I was laughing inside. Then of course I'm meeting the board. I said, this is a mission impossible. Then I gave a ridiculous price. She said, madam, how much you fee for these organizations? I know won't happen. Like later, I made it happen. Then I give like that time I asked you for 1 million for my fee. 1 million RMB, like I don't know how much calculated in dollars.
100,000.
$100,000.
Oh,
So for my fee.
fantastic.
Then Citibank said, yes, go for it. Well, I live in America. I know when you say yes, sign the contract, do it. Okay, then I started picking all my teams and organizing the students, everything. I go to the government, proof from this street side, from the other side, how we can work on this. Then eventually, so that's why I make my name in the commercial side. After Citibank's success, I'm organizing a parade with all these things. Then all the big companies, Mercedes, BMWs, and L'Oreal's, all the international companies, Jin Xing do this, Cartier's, and all those. Fine, I do a lot of commercial work. Then I use this money supporting these companies. And the company, after 10 years, successfully, since 2003, we're touring internationally, very successfully, then got international recognition. The company itself stand up. Then I somehow, with my personality, I always challenging the boundary of China society. I established a festival.
Wow.
2006, first international independent festival, contemporary dance festival in Shanghai, which was never happened in China. I was writing an application for the government. Government said, drop it. International festival, such a word exclusively belong to government. I said, what? This word belong to government? They said, yes. No private person organizing a festival. Then I said, can I call dance week? Government said, no week. Can I have a season? No season. Then I said, can I call Shanghai dance? And government said, okay. No international, no week, no season, fine, go for it. So that's why these things always keep my energy, constantly fighting and doing things, challenging the boundary, just like you mentioned that. The best male dancer in 1995 become a female dancer. That's already big taboo for China. And she established the first modern dance company. As Ananya. And I moved to Shanghai, I didn't quiet. I running my company, choreograph piece, same time I become a single mother. I adopted 3 children for orphanage. In the hospital in China, we have a lot of kids banded. So I adopted 3 children. That time also a big taboo. Single mother with 3 kids. That's in China, too much. And I'm too much, I know. But I said, all my energy, all my strengths, I said, thanks for my government, thanks for my country, the military training. To determine the fighting spirit, never give up. I said, you give me such education. I just benefit. And since 2005, all governments starting so, okay, this woman has a voice, have a speaking, and with her artwork and whatever. And now 2006, they start pushing in the front. I participate in all the international forums and try to introduce what's the Chinese culture, what's real happening. Then I really say the truth. I'm not saying voice like a government. I say something really ugly things, I say it. And the government take that. The government said, Madam Jin, you can say it as an artist. A certain issue, we cannot say it as a politicians.
Wow.
China need a time to changing. Of course, but the whole world doesn't know clearly. So we need a person like you, have an international experience, and as an artist, have a vision, have a mind, and speaking out for the country. So I think that's why China is ready. And I just talked to my Chinese friend here. From March of this year, every weekend I have my talk show on TV, the China TV talk show.
She's becoming the Oprah of China.
I'm going to go for that direction. Yeah.
The first format show like this in China.
So yeah, that's why I think, okay, that's for it. Then for me, it's when I come to this trip for the minister, it's really for me like a vacation. In China, in Shanghai, I do million things same time, looking after kids, my husband, and blah, 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 everything. But come to Minnesota, come to America, the performance is wonderful. That's why the son even gave me the good, like a vacation. I'm coming to do one thing, training myself, prepare myself, perfect condition, and on stage, dancing it. And it's really tough for me, continue challenging myself. I'm 45 years old, and still dancing the piece. You will see on Saturday called Half Dream. Half Dream, I choreographed in 1991 in the American Dance Festival, North Carolina. That piece was commissioned by the American Dance Festival in 1991. and also the piece get the best piece of the year. So I'm still dancing it myself after 20 years. Each time I'm dancing, and this music for Chinese people, very famous music as well. 就梁山伯与祝英台 called the old butterfly lover music. I transformed that. So you see the piece, and the movement didn't change. I still did turning, jumping, everything, but the feelings after 20 years, even the same piece, even my senior dancer who danced with me already 12 years, they are all in the company. They see me dancing, so you're dancing different every night. I said yes. I think that's a lot of thinking, thought into the piece. How I have such energy, energetic, and open up. I think I'm a really blessing person by the, whatever nature and God. I think I have my way to balancing myself because of dance. This is sign language, and you can communicate all your struggle, all your sorrow, all your everything you into the movement, and you choose the music. You can choose beautiful music around the world, and you can express yourself. I think that's a tremendous gift. Then even after facing a very, very challenging environment, society, tough, but I still have the recharging back in my studio. I think people always, even Chinese people always ask me, where the energy come from? You have such energy. I said, for my professional life, all the dancers who dance with me almost 10 years, 12 years, they are my battery. They are my recharging. I talk to my students. I said, one day I looking back, nobody follow me learning and dancing. Then I said, time for me to retire. Which was not the case. More and more people, I said, okay, continue, go for it. And when I go home as a mother, as a wife, I look at my 3 gorgeous kids. That's my recharger. I have to fighting. Fighting for what? Not because fighting for money, let them have a beautiful life. No. The society is really cruel. They are orphanage kids, adopt them, and already have something. Oh, your mother was a man, your mother was a transsexual, blah, 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 things. The such a thing for the innocent kids is unright. Then only, now they are 12, 10, 9 years old, I have to working harder, establish myself as a serious artist. In the future, these 3 kids growing up, they are proud of their mother is a serious artist. So that's, I cannot just like, okay, it's real. Then a lot of debate on the internet. Oh, she's a selfish, how can she, she's a transsexual, she cannot adopt the kids, she's the most disgusting person. You can be a good mother? I said, shut up. I said, am I a good mother or not? Only my kids can tell the society after 20 years. Nobody can judge me. Then that's why I think when I go home, if I'm exhausted with all the things, then I look the kids, come on, get up. Go to the studio, look the dancer, come on, wake up. And the things, I think, is changing. I think I always, in China, we have the, the microblog, like Facebook, like Twitter, telephone. Now I have 350 followers. Every day I sending message, everybody know what I'm doing.
750,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should be 750,000 followers.
Just, I think, then I said, okay. Then I said, how influence. That's why the students consider their mother of my, this is my fans. And when I walk on the street, my fans age from 15 years old kids until 8 years old seniors. They say, oh, we love you. Finally somebody in this country speaking the truth. So then I said, okay, then that's the responsibility, also the encouragement I see the China society in the turning to a, I think quite a right direction. We have a lot of issues. Before we start this issue, I will talk. China, today, for me as an artist living there, I feel like it's a 3F country. 3F country. First F, for the outside, you've never been to China, only see the news, everything about China, it's fascinating. Wow, the economy, the GDP, whatever, blah, blah, this is fascinating country. Let's go to China. This is China moment. We are living in China. We see the change in the positive way and the negative way. We see the problem. For our insider, a Chinese who live there, it's frustrating. Environment protection, education system, social, everything, a lot of issue. Who pay the bill? Us. We have to buy, and extremely corruption. The corruption, everything, it will be on our Chinese soft shoulder. Well, of course, Chinese people have the cultural, try to keep the first side image is always best, but a lot of inside burden. But that's why frustrating. And third F, for both sides, for the outside and inside, is frightening. We hope China turning to the right direction, but at the same time we don't know. in the politically, in economically, and in culturally. For me, I don't want into the politics too much, but I think culturally I pay a lot of attention. And the Chinese heritage and culture, how to protect it, everything. A lot of issues is really like sometimes really like scratch the walls. You know, I think we can slow down a little bit, not that only the GDP, number one GDP, but I think we have in the backyard, we have so many things, junk we need to clear up. So that's is frustrating. But I'm so happy as an artist at the same time. People ask me all the questions. I can move back to New York, go to Europe. I have a lot of job offering in the universities, teaching and companies. Then also married to a German husband. I can any minute move back to Germany with my husband. Then I said no. I said also another thing, I still keep my Chinese passport. That's why I have such a guts in my back. I'm standing strictly with my government, with my people, because I'm not the person changing to another citizenship and blah 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 something. If something happens, skip out. No, I said I'm stick with China. I have Chinese passport. Let's talk about it. So that's why I want to witness this changing. So of course, all the international media, half they talking about my artistic creation, also another half they talking about my personal story. I think that's matter. It's always combined. I was struggling with this. I said, why people don't pay attention to my artwork? Always pay my sexual change, transgenders. And one of the Chinese philosopher, he told me, Jin Xing, they have outside they have many beautiful choreographers and dancers. Then also outside they have a lot of transgender, transsexual people live there. But these two with a transgender background, beautiful dancer and choreographer combined together, live in China, doing something special, only you. Then I thought, yes,
Okay.
makes sense. Makes sense. Then it's fine. Then I said, okay, if my personal story can contribute to the art world, fine. Doing 10 years, a lot of the Chinese public, they come to see my show, maybe 30% is art lover, dance lover. 70%, okay, let's see the transsexual dancing. This kind of curiosity, it's fine. But I said, I have the confidence. After 1.5 years, I convinced them by my work, by my dancing, not about my transsexual. This already disappeared in the dark. So this is the most interesting thing. Then, interesting things, before I make this trip, the Shanghai Tango, I did a 2-night performance before a departure in Shanghai Grand Theater with a 1,600 audience. I didn't do any advertising, posters and advertising, anything. I said, how I want to see modern tool, the iPhone, how the modern society working. I only sending 2 messages. I said, I'll be dancing Friday, Saturday night in the Shanghai Grand Theater. Then ticket, boom, sold out. Then it is a wow. Then I said, before to open the curtain, I gave a short speech to the public. Then people said, of course, they saw me on TV. Then I said, look, me and my 15 dancers struggling, fighting for bring the audience coming to theater for 10 years. So tough. We cannot let audience come in. Only since 2-3 years, I get up, I put myself, selling my face on TV, be the judge, and getting all the popularities. Then only 2 messages, you guys sitting here. I said, this is the real world.
Wow.
I said, before I try to avoid this reality things, I want to concentrate in myself as an artist, But now I said, standing on the ground, let's do it. Then I signed my contract with the TV shows. I said, I'm selling myself to the TV company for 3 years. Then I said, how much I can bring the people to the art world, dancing. Let's see. This is really, I talk a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Ask you a quick question?
Yes, please.
It's because you said that, people came to see, but then, all the stories about, your personal life kind of receded because they see an artist. And I feel like, I've looked at all the YouTube clips that there are, on the internet again.
Yes.
And I see really beautiful images of femininity. I'm really struck by that. And I wonder, if you could, and that image with which I think tomorrow's show begins?
Yeah, turning, yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I wonder if you can talk about some of the inspiration of those images.
People ask me some questions, do I have different changing in my artistic creation as a man and woman? First things, I put myself, psychologically, I never twisted. I always born thinking as like a woman. When I'm 6 years old, I already clear. I said I'm a woman, but I'm living boy's body. I said, oh, I didn't hate myself. I never hate myself. Always love myself. Then I said, okay, something different, but I don't know. I have no explanation as a child. Then luckily, the dancing art bring me to another planet. So I discovered myself. Then doing 28 years in the male's world, my psychologically, the feeling is the same as today as a woman. That's why I put it that way. I tell the Chinese media, I say, I feel myself like a spy. Undercover 28 years in male's world. To discover the world better, to know the man's mentality better, and really big help for me to today become a woman, become a mother. I know the man's better. I think I have a first material. I will contribute to all the ladies' friends we shared. How to deal with men. So I think that after I change myself physically and mentally and become a one person, it's not like a struggling. I never hate myself, and that's why people talk about this. So when you work, you're thinking about the men's or women's. I said no. When I'm dancing, of course, before I'm dancing in the military, of course, you're a military soldier dancing all the propaganda piece with guns, everything. So that's another story. That's acting. That's acting. I'm a perfectly dance machine. You can just enter the program. I do the best you wish. It's a machine. And contemporary tell me you are not a machine. You physically have machine qualities, but you are a human being. So I start adding to my thought everything. Then it's okay, Jin Xing. And Jin Xing is really standing between the middle sex. I have male's experience, I have female's experience, and this is a gift. So when I choreograph a piece, I never standing male's point of view, I have to say something for men, or standing female's point, I have fighting for women. No, I drop that. I say I'm standing middle. I start standing at the human being's point of view, share my feelings. That's why I have so many audience. No matter man or woman, they like my work because I'm not talking about the gender. I often say that in the gender's world, I'm not in the privileged position. This background will be following all the way end of my life. All man and woman and transsexual, okay, fine, I don't care. But as a human being's point of view, I'm privileged. I see two worlds. This morning I was sending the macro blog to Chinese world about women, how women important, because Chinese people didn't pay too much attention about women's education. Then in Chinese we say that women is very important. Men, if women find man doesn't doing right, they only destroy himself. If woman doesn't doing right, she'll be destroyed 3 generations. That's why for men find the proper wife is very important. Girlfriend and wife is different. If you're looking for the wife must have a certain education basic. Then they can support the man, also say educating the kids. This is traditional culture. I think I am highly evaluated as a traditional culture. Women need education, but that's why men can fight for the world, because this whole world, no matter American and China, is a male domination. You establish the rule. And women, how can fight it? But I clearly remember 2007, and when I participated in the International Women's Forum in Paris, they asked me, how the woman changing the world today? I said, all the women, no matter from which planet, God give us an equal opportunity 2 times. Be the wife of your man or girlfriend. Be the mother of your child. This is all the equal opportunity the nature life give to woman. You can change it, influence the world. Of course, some of the extremely strong women competing with president or minister of culture or CEOs, I think that's very limited. And most women, I think we have an equal opportunity 2 times to influence the man beside you and educating the man grow up in front of you. I think that's my opinion. So this morning I was sending these 2 messages to all the Chinese female friends. I said, you have to pay attention. And also pay all the men. You select the wife, you have to select the woman, get educated. Maybe not in only the university education, also family education is very important, the traditional values. So that's why I think these things give to me, according to my artwork, I always standing in the middle. Never try to acting, because try to defending myself, now I'm a woman, I must be more choreographed, feminine. No. I think this should be equal. I think I have a phrase, I said, the life itself is very fair. But only unfairness is a society, make unfairness. But life itself, for man, for woman, is fair, equal. on the society make different. That's why we can fighting for it. We can work on it and changing it. That's I think take this. Yeah, this.
Ben, did you want to ask something about tomorrow?
Yeah, I just wanted you to speak to the show that we're seeing. It's called Shanghai Tango.
Tango, yes.
And also, it represents 10 of your best works that you've put together out of the last 25 years. And at lunch today, you said it was your personal story.
Yeah.
So can you speak to the program tomorrow?
10 pieces choreographed work since from 1991 from America until 2000. I moved to Shanghai. There's all the work before the 2000. I selected 10 pieces. It's really like my personal diary, remember. And all the pieces, I can go through the, the beginning you see the tape, the girl spinning. You know why? Maybe if this company in America, in Western, I don't need it. But in China, I put this opening, we call the opening, like 6 minutes beautiful music, one solo dancer. Before I was dancing that, just turning for 6 minutes. And dancers wear their ordinary clothes and walk on the stage, pick up the white fabric, ready to dance. 5 minutes opening. Why? In China, I need it because this is part of the education for Chinese audience. When they come to theater, they're so loud. If I don't quiet them down, my first piece destroyed. So I have the opening, the bills and lights off and curtain open. I have an opening, soft opening. Doesn't mean anything, just a picture. And the people started chatting, say hi, say hello, chatting, everything. Then 5 minutes let them coming down. They know now they are in the theater, they're ready to see a dancing. And 5 minutes is enough time. Then I start my dancing. That's why this is the opening really according to cultural base. I have to use the opening to open the show. So opening doesn't mean anything. Just as
beautiful.
Yeah, I think thank you. The picture is tough.
I love it.
It's tough because when I'm turning on the point, I had on the point for 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, the lights out, all my muscle cramped. Like, on the stage, I was beautiful like this, and the lights off like this. But suddenly you see, it's not me doing anymore. It's my company principal dancer. She's beautiful. She started dancing with me 17 years old. You met her this lunchtime. And she already 30 years old. She's beautiful and she's doing it. So, and the first piece of the performance called the Steps. That piece I choreographed when I was teaching in the Royal Conservatoire in Belgium as a dance teacher. I choreographed all my dancers. That time my students, all the classical ballerina. They have graduation. I need to make a piece for them. And you can see the piece is really energetic, a very purely classical ballet background. And the second piece, man and woman's duet, called the Dance 02. Dance 02. In Chinese pronunciation, 502, is a very strong glue, Chinese people glue will have number 502. Then I play the words. And this piece, after my sex change, I first time dating a Chinese gentleman. We did dating 3 months together, and it doesn't work. Then we finish, next day I choreographed this piece. Dance 02, about emotion, love, duet. And third piece, you will see me dancing by myself with all the male dancers, called the Red Wine. That was 1996. I was still based in Beijing with my Beijing company. And one day I went to Shanghai performance. That time I live in Beijing. I come to Shanghai, I find Shanghainese woman is a very special woman in Chinese picture. The cultural and somehow the geographic Shanghainese woman very strong-minded. And they always make themselves perfectly in every aspect and ready for the new opportunity coming. If the opportunity coming, they grab it. That's a Shanghainese woman. They never let any chance passing away. Then expectations, everything, and loneliness, and maybe struggle, and with high heel drinking, and that's the mood I discovered. And one afternoon, after having my drink, couple glass of wine, I called the dancer, let's come to studio, I make the piece. One afternoon, I make the piece called the Red Wine.
Okay.
And another piece for happiness, 4 girls sitting there. Yeah, that piece actually, I think is for Chinese audience a little bit tough, but I think for the European audience, yeah, the gestures. 4 beautiful women dressed in the early 19th, and the 4 girls, all the movement, they knee on the floor, and beautiful, like a picture. Also, you can put them like a 4 concubine. In Chinese traditional marriage, one man have a couple wives. In the modern time also, and the girls sitting there, and I call the 4 happiness. in the name it's called for happiness, but it's not happy. It's actually quite sad. They are happy with themselves. They are making themselves pretty just for looking for one direction. They only have one master in their life. And you can see the special about the choreographed dancing. The message is strong, sending it. Whole dancing 9 minutes. The dancers are always dancing on the knees. They never stand up. That's the period of time Chinese woman's social position is knee on the floor. No matter how beautiful, how pretty, how you self-loving, how you're jealous and fighting each other, but you're always there. And this is a strong message I want to send. Outside on the first side is really beautiful, but at social level is on the knees. So, and the last piece of the first half is called the Shanghai Tangle, which was used the title for the whole evening. This piece I choreographed when I moved to Shanghai 2000, and I adopted from famous story of Shanghai story, Shanghai drama, theater drama, Thunderstorm, Lei Yu, called Lei Yu, talking about the one woman married to a very rich man, and this man already have a son, and this woman fall in love with her stepson. Yeah, and she also have her own son with this old gentleman. That's why she's struggling with the husband which she don't love, and love her stepson and her own son as a wife, as a lover, as a mother. She's struggling this. Then I find perfectly how I can use the dancing to make such a story, long story, complicated. Then of course, Austria Piazzolla tango music gave me strong energy. The tango music, the power of tango music. I said yes. People singing Shanghai Tango, maybe Chinese people dancing tango, never. I use the tango music. Then perfectly representative of Shanghai today. Shanghai is tangling with the whole world. For myself and my personal opinion, I say that Beijing is like a Chinese man. Very political, very powerful decision. Shanghai as Chinese woman. Beautiful, seductive, the city, very calculative, very money-orientated. I put in this two city, two character. So that's why Shanghai Tango is a Shanghainese woman dancing with the whole world. So for Chinese audience, see this dancing immediately relate to the story. But make for the Western audience, they said, what's meant? This woman really struggling. I have such a doubt. So when I performed in Paris, I asked one of the audience, I said, did you get the story Shanghai Tango? And she told me, said, yes, I got it. The Shanghai, the woman representative of Shanghai, she's dancing with her past, present, and future. I said, good. I don't need to tell her the story, what's behind it, That's beautiful. And I use this one as a title, Shanghai Tango. So second half, I do the half stream. You will see me dancing it. Half dream, no story. Everybody find your own story in this piece. And after this piece, I want to talk this piece called Island. This Island is a male duet. I choreographed in 1993 in Beijing. And when I put on stage, two men almost nude, only wear the skin color dance belt. That's too much for China. 1993, I performed this piece, two men on stage. I was dancing. That time I was still a man. I was dancing on the top with another male dancers. All my friend, whole piece, they didn't look on stage. They look in the back door. Because they are afraid of policemen will stop any minutes because about the nudity. But it's not a nude, just a dance belt skin. But on stage, you look like a nude bodies. And actually, it's a beautiful piece. Then this got a so big welcome in international. You will see that, and this piece. And after this piece, the famous black and red, with the whole company, you will see the black and red. After black and red, this is my solo called the Monologue, which was I'm not dancing, the turning, the opening. I use the opening. The turning is my solo, beginning, and be dancing the solo. And last piece, finally, the piece called the Sense of Color. This piece also I choreographed in 1993. I went back to Beijing. When I come back to China, talking about contemporary dance, everybody said, "Oh, drop contemporary dance. It's a dark." And the stressful, abstract, nobody cared. Oh, we don't get it. I said, no. Modern dance could be simply just a movement and music, or could be simple color. Then I especially use Jean Strauss, the waltz music. Very popular music. And choreograph this piece with all the girls, boys wear skirt. That's also a big taboo for China. So, wow, how you dare let men wear skirt? I said, don't take it that men, they're just a color on stage. So you will see the piece. And the whole combination, Shane also showed me how doing this 10 years, 20, 15 years, developing a contemporary dance scene in China. That's the whole evening program, kind of like this. Yeah.
And so that's also the piece with the man on the bike?
Yeah, mine on the back. That's because of the Chinese element. I have to put it. Yeah, that's
I love it. I love how you negotiate those things.
yeah, thank you.
And you know, Nice Ride is a sponsor, and they've donated the bikes that are featured in this show. Just so you know.
That was a big tough question. Before I come in, we said we need 6 bicycles. They said, oh, in America we don't have bicycle. You have to bring China. I said, please, the transportation costs a lot, but you're managing it. Thank you.
So I think then you want to open it up.
Yeah,
I just want to say one thing though. Talking to Jin Xing shows us that if you really are looking to affect change, certainly in the dance world, and like she points out, in a society that's poised for a lot of transformation, you have to be an entrepreneur, working in multiple levels, taking what you need and when you need in order to make the change. So thank you for that.
Thank you. It's another choreographer in society. Yeah.
Please, yes.
Hi, my name is Meta Towley, and I was wondering how you mentor your dancers. You were talking about one of your dancers that's been working with you for a very long time.
Yeah.
What do you look for? How do you rehearse with them? I'm very interested.
I think I told my dancers, if one day you dance, you're learning dance from me, but if people say, oh, you dance like Jin Xing, I think that's your failure. I think we are coming together, or maybe you like my style, like my personality, but every day I'm working over years, not because of me, it's because of something in the middle in the studio at the dance. So I brought my experience to here. If you find the experience useful, just take it, and you digest it. Transform must become from you. That's why I said today, in China, for the modern dance, Jin Xing may be the big tree. Everybody know, okay, talk about modern dance, Jin Xing, the big tree. But I think China, we don't need only one tree. We need a forest. So that's why my purpose also established my festival. Inviting all the international artists to come to my festival performance, also give the same platform to the young dancer, make their work, presenting it. I know how tough it is. Luckily, I have all my background I told before. I have the fighting spirit. But so many dancers, they don't have the background, they don't have the strengths. Then they just give up. It's so pity. They're so talented. Then I said, okay, let's make this platform. That's what I can do. So, yeah.
Great.
Just really quickly, you said at lunch today that most dancers' careers end at the age 25.
Yeah.
In China.
It's awful, isn't it? Chinese traditional dancer, they're only looking for the men that graduated from school, then only join the government company from 19 years old or 18 years old under 25. After 25, new generations coming up. You're too old, out. Then I said, gosh, for my company, I only looking for the dancers after 25 years old.
Yes, thank you.
Then they're all coming to my company. So now you see the dancers. All the dancer average age for the girl is 30. All the boy dancers 35, 36. This is already big things for China. So how you can all the professional dancers say, stupid, I have beautiful young dancers. I said, I don't need a young body. I need the people dance with a mind, with experience. Every day I'm pushing my girls, getting married, getting pregnant, and become a mother, and come back dancing. I need experience. When you are standing on stage, 13 people, 13 person, not all the 13 machines dancing with me, I don't need that. So I need the people who have experience. Then I think that's the most important for my company. I think that's interesting. Yeah.
Mrs. Xing, I'm really thrilled. I see you a lot on TV, but I really admire you. I'm so thrilled to see you in real person. And you're a great artist. I have a question. I read your autobiography, and you mentioned about like there's a surgery failure you like encountered when you went through it. So how did you like manage to go through the physical transition?
Well, yes, this is very personal things. I think also helps me become today. Doing my final operations, the medical care didn't do the proper job. They damaged my leg. I have still scar on my leg here. And from here until my toe, all the nerves stopped. When I wake up from surgery, my left leg always swollen like bigger, than my side. Then next day, nerves doctors, and always muscles coming today. Forget it, she won't become a dancer anymore. She'll be limping. They gave the final exam, drop it. And I feel next door my mother was screaming to the doctor, all my lawyers coming ready to sue in the hospitals, blah, 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 everything. They said, you destroyed the best dancer of China. I was lying on the bed. I thought, my God, maybe my personal choice was deserve such a punishment. But I said, no. I said, I don't think so. I said, all my life, I was faithful to what I'm doing. I will, everything. I said, no. Then I have another theory for myself. I said, this maybe I'm asking such a gift from man to woman. It's a huge gift asking from life. It's not easy to get it. If it's so easy, everybody can grab it. No. And the hand of the nature really pushed me down. You are a dancer, right? I take a small part of your leg away. Can you stand up? Then it's okay. I got the message. This is another test from life. If I really can stand up, I deserve all the gift I ask from life. So I called my mother. I said, Mom, don't cry. And lawyer, go back to your office. Drop the case. I said, I can get back my legs. So I'm working on with everything. After 3 months, I was on stage. I never cry. I'm a very strong person. I only cry, see some stupid movie, I cry a lot. And I only cry when the opening performance with my company. I would tear when I'm taking a final bow. I said, thanks God, thanks life, I get the present. I got it. I want to become myself as a woman. So, yeah. Of course, the leg not completely recovered. When the damage, it's not 100% still, but now it's okay. Dancing is no problem. Yeah. Still very stucky.
Thank you for coming today. I have a. Does it
Yes,
work?
yes.
Okay. I'm wondering why there are only 15 dancers in your company, and since you're a pioneer of the contemporary dance in China, why don't you thinking about open a school for dancers to learn that?
Just starting. There's a 15 dancer for the contemporary dance already big. And of course, it's according to financial burden. I know my abilities. Pay a 15 dancer, 5 people working 20 together, is a lot of job. Yeah. Then also, people ask me all the questions, you have such a name in China, why don't you open a dance school? But I said no. If I really open a dance school, I don't want to use my name, Jin Xing Dance School, and somebody. Now I can open my dance school from this year because all the dancers have been dancing with me for 12 years. They already become mature. They can dancing. They are not only teaching the technique, they're only teaching the spirit, why you want to move like this. So now it's ready. It takes time. If it's too commercially open the school so easily, it will be collapsed very easy. I think that education for me is very important. And frankly speaking, today's my life as a dancer, as a mother, international performance, and talking to the people in English, and everything is a dream. It's a fantasy. When I was 17 years old in the military compound looking for the star. It's all the fantasy. Then I make things come true. I said I have many dreams, but I'm not a dreamer. I like make dream come true. So now people ask me, what's your dream? I said, of course, now I have a TV show, I got it. I opening my TV show, I want to build up my own theater in China, I will do.
Okay.
Then slowly, I think when I'm retired, I should really have a good art institution to educating people, use the art that's connecting with the world.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful to listen to you. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
One is, in terms of, I've never been to China.
Yeah.
I read the BBC,
Yeah.
CNN,
Yeah.
and we hear a lot of state repression, punishment. The case of some artists.
Yeah.
And oftentimes creating international outcry. But a lot of the things, even though you said you avoid political issues.
Yeah.
Everything you have talked about is very political
Yeah.
in terms of
Yes.
the types of.
Yes.
You're really pushing the barrier, the boundaries all the time. So I'm just wondering how you, and even your conversation in terms of how you are talking about the state in an American context.
Yes.
So this is a little bit contrary to a lot of the things that we understand as to the freedom of artistic freedom, possible in China. How do you get away with it if you want?
Matter of technique. Matter of technique, understanding, and the words. How do you put the words together? In the politics, doesn't matter China, American. They are playing with the words. They are expert with words. That's also my learning. I have a word, physical words. Then I said, okay, how to dealing with these things? It's really like dancing a tango with the government. You come forward, I back a little bit, but I'm not going back. I'm coming back. One moment. I think that taking the momentum, you need to find it. I think that also my dance career helps me to dealing with government. And certain things you can say it in a very loud voice, and certain things you can say it very silent movement. That's power meanings are the same. Not always like a strong word. No, just be there. The attitude already strong enough. The statement. So I think matter of the technique, communication, truth. a lot of Chinese people ask me, how you can, I say a lot of political issues in TV shows also. But I said, okay, I always standing on my feet. No matter what I'm saying, maybe over beyond the limit, but I'm an artist.
But we see way, and the studio closed, and in terms of, house arrest, those are the types of things.
Yeah, the things are happening. The things happening.
Then,
They can show you my shows, or sometimes they do that. But I think, okay, they take these steps and then make another step back, just like playing a chess. Timing. You need to give time. You need to give time. Everything happening have the reason. Maybe the reason you don't accept it from another part of the world, but I think they have the reason. Then you have to play with. Just don't give up. Then time will be explaining. I think that's my strength. Yeah.
Master strategist.
Yes.
Yep. Good. That's,
Oh no, wait. I have questions.
Apparently you don't need the microphone, just so.
Okay.
So you mentioned the three ups and the frustration and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
forth, and I know from relatives of mine who live in Shanghai,
Yes.
and there's tremendous frustration about environmental issues,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
As well as some of the other things you've talked about. So are you hopeful that things are changing? Are there indications that the new generation will be able to make significant changes?
Hopeful in the way you cannot stay silent. You have to let people, like the government who's in charge of the country, know all the people aware of the issues. Then we talk about it. You cannot just like, let it be impossible, let's talk about it. Sometimes certain issues you cannot fight. And talking about the big issue about the Democrat issues in China, everybody talking about Democrat. Somehow, speaking for my country, this is a complete personal opinion. Democracy in China, taking this way, must be in a different way. American diplomacy, whatever, doesn't suit for Chinese environment. Chinese have their own way to establish these things.
Yeah.
And this country, for the moment, need one party. Our Chinese people mentality in the ancient culture, we are famous for several wars, fighting each other, beating each other. If they stop so many parties, this massive country with 1.3 billion, and they start fighting in the political reason, then they'll be horrible for the country, horrible for the world. Only things good changing is that the party, Communist Party, government now realized they changing the policy by themselves, quick, resolve the problem instead of fighting for the thing. And slowly, gradually become a mutual, the democracy in China established, slowly by time. If one day like this, doesn't work that way. We don't want to expect like something can happen like Russia. That's already, we can see that. It's not, Chinese like that will be disaster for the whole world. You need to time the transition. That's why, of course, international media and attention put there. But I said, wait, don't put too much needle on this point. They have to solve by themselves inside. From outside, it doesn't help them much. The inside must be changing. But how they changing? As us, as a public, as Chinese citizens, we have the responsibility to let people know we're aware of all the issues. Don't fool of us. We know the issues, but you need to change. We give you time, give you faith and confidence, but changing it. That's, I think, China. I see the hope and hope in good directions. Yeah. Any other question? Please.
Hi, from your personal experience, what do you think a real dancer will be like, and what real dance will be like?
Real dancer.
Yeah.
I think a real dancer, each dancer, you maybe experience all the different kind of experience, different company styles, and eventually you have to speak your own words. That's what's beautiful about dance world and this world. Everybody have the individual own voice. Doesn't matter his voice big or small, or the language who understand or how many people understand. It's not matter. It's you have your own voice, your vocabulary, your expression. That's what makes it more interesting. Even we are dancing together, 20 people, everybody have their own experience, but only things we are in common. We shared one space. We breathing together. And that's the things beautiful about the dance together. But whatever, as a mature dancer, I think follow the age, I think getting mature. I think good dancers put one phrase. I think for me it's a beautiful dancing. When I see on stage, I don't find what kind of technique, what kind of background, education. I don't find anymore. That's good dancer. When you're dancing on stage, I don't already forget this dancer receive a classic ballet training or modern training. I don't find any background of education. That means good because your own vocabulary, your movement speaking out as a performer, not your technical your education. I think the Master Einstein said, the best education from university college after you study 4 years, you drop all the things you learn from the book, throw away, how much left? That's the education. I highly treasure these words. So education with 4 years, we get all the knowledge from everything. Then after 4 years, when you're into society, you drop everything you learn. How much is still left in your body, in your mind? That's education. Knowledge you can picking up. You can click on your fingers. That's knowledge. But how much knowledge working in you? How much left? And chemistry changing make you different.
Right.
That's the education. So for dancing, same thing. Yeah. Thank you.
And I just wanted to quickly thank Ann Waltner and IAS and Ananya Chatterjea for being involved with this. And then again, please come on Saturday and see this incredible company. And again, thank you, Jin Xing.
There's another opportunity to hear from Jin Xing?
Just before the show, at 6:45 on the 3rd floor of Solera Restaurant. Before the show, you can see her as well. Thank you all.